So I'm low-key kind of impressed by Otto AI, and it's not because I made it, but I noticed that United Healthcare was down pretty significantly. So if you look at this chart right now, for the past month, it's been down almost 50%, and even today, it's been down almost 10-20%. And I don't follow United Health so much, so I wanted to know what's the cause for United Healthcare falling. So I thought, why don't I ask Otto AI what is happening? So I asked, it's been down quite significantly. Why is that the case? And so it did a pretty good job. It talked about the summary of the price movement and then listed reasons for why United Health is down. For one, it talks about the DOJ probe into United Healthcare for Medicare fraud and suspension of guidance and the CEO stepping down from the position. And so I thought, okay, this is pretty good information, but I wanted to push it a little bit further. I noticed that on April 17th, there was actually a huge drop. So I wanted to know what's the cause for that. And so I asked it, and it found news for that specific day and came back with revenue falling short of what was expected and trimming of full year guidance. And so I was like, all right, this is pretty good information to explain why United Health was down so significantly on April 17th. So, given all of this, I wanted to know if you should buy United Healthcare. After all, Auto AI should help you understand markets and help you make better decisions. So it started off by saying, hey, I'm not a financial advisor, but here are the pros and cons. So it talks about how, if the pros of buying it is that you're getting it at a really cheap discount, 12 to 13 times forward earnings, whereas it typically is a 20x forward earnings company. And it's also a very defensive industry. So if you buy into it, it could be a good addition to your portfolio. But then it also mentions some key risks that you have to take into consideration, namely the regulatory concerns, the criminal probe, the leadership transition, uh, legal actions, regulatory issues. So it takes into consideration all of the pros and cons and gives you a summary. So if you're a long-term investor, this is probably a interesting buy. You're buying at a steep discount. But if you're unsure about the regulatory clarity, then probably it's a good time to wait. So I thought this is a pretty good explanation for why United Health is down and ultimately answering the question of whether I should buy it or not. So yeah, I think Auto AI is pretty good at helping you understand markets.